Welcome to Willie's QRV of Slay the Spire, the board game.
Yep, this is the Quickstart guide to playing Slay the Spire, the board game. We are each going to be one of these four characters, where the main goal is for them to work together to ascend the Spire. We're going to ascend the Spire one room at a time and kill the boss at the end. Your first step is to choose which of the four characters you'll play as. Your choices are the Ironclad, the Silent, the Defect, and the Watcher. For this video, I'm going to be the Ironclad, so I'll put the Ironclad right there. And then now for a bit of setup, the Ironclad, you're going to take his character sheet and his playmat and set that up right there. You're going to take the Ironclad starter deck, give it a quick shuffle, and place it in the deck zone. And then every player will place a cube at 3 energy, 0 block, and the max HP. We've set up the Spire so that we randomly place these tokens randomly in these locations, and we'll explain each of the zones on the map in a bit up to the boss at the end. This boot will tell us our current location on the map. Also, to start, you'll get a random Niao's Blessing card that tells you, in this case, we'll gain 3 money and a card choice, and we'll choose one of these below. I'll choose to upgrade a card. I'll give myself 3 money, and I'll choose one of 3 cards. I'll go with the Combust card. Now we actually start with our first combat. The first thing on the map is the combat round, so we're going to take one of the first encounters and flip it face up. This is a red louse. It has 3 HP, and it has 3 attacks, 3 different attacks. Depending on what the dice is, it'll either gain a strength, it'll do 2 damage, or it'll do 1 damage. It also has this ability, Curl Up, that gives it 2 block when it first takes damage. This louse card also summons a green louse. So we're going to take the green louse card from the summons deck, and we're going to fight these 2 enemies. The green louse also has 3 HP and has similar attacks. On a 5 or 6, it'll weaken you. Now we enter the combat round. The combat round is split into 2 phases, the player turn and the enemy turn. After the enemy turn, it goes back to the player turn, and it loops until either the enemy dies or we die. At the start of the turn, we reset to 3 energy and 0 block, and we draw 5 cards. I have my starting hand of 5 cards, and the next step is to roll the die. The die tells us which attack the enemy is going to do. There are 3 types of card, either attack, powers, or skills. All 3 cards have a cost. Each of these cards cost 1 energy. So to play one of these cards, I'll have to pay 1 energy. Every turn, your energy resets to 3. This symbol says strike for 1. So I can pay 1 energy to use this card and strike this enemy for 1. This will lower its HP from 3 to 2. Because we had rolled a 3, we know that this louse card is going to attack us for 2. So we can use the defend card. We'll pay 1, taking us down from 2 to 1 energy, to play the defend card and gain 1 block. I'll use my last energy to play this combust power. To play a power, instead of putting it in the discard pile, you put it out in front of you here. This combust lets me once per turn deal 1 damage. Powers are passive abilities that last until the end of combat. Now that I'm out of energy, we go to the end of turn step. Any end of turn effects happen. I don't have any end of turn effects, so we'll skip that, and then we'll discard the rest of my hand. Now we go to the enemy turn. First step is to remove any block on the enemy. The enemy has no block, so we'll skip that. Then we go to enemy actions. Because we had rolled a 3, we'll follow the red louse card ability 3, which says do 2 damage. So it will do 2 damage to me. Because I have 1 block, 1 of that gets prevented, and then I am lowered from 10 to 9 HP. The green louse card also hits us for 3. Next we move cube actions. Some enemies will have cube actions. These ones don't, so we'll ignore that for now. Once the enemy's turn is over, it goes back to the player turn. where we'll reset to 3 energy and 0 block. We'll draw 5 cards and roll the die again. This will continue until all the enemies are dead. Once all the enemies are dead, you gain rewards based on what's in the top left corner here. In this case, we get 1 gold and a card reward. Just like before, we'll be given 3 cards and we'll get to choose one of the cards. I'll choose this Feel No Pain power. Now that the combat is over, we also trigger any end of combat effects, which includes my ability to heal 1 HP. We'll take all of our cards from our powers and discard and reassemble our deck. And now it's time to move on to the next step of the map. We're going to choose one of these 3 branching locations to move on to next. Even though all 3 of these are question marks, our choice affects what choices we can make immediately after. Question marks are events. We'll draw an event card, and these will let us usually give us a choice to make a benefit, or we pay a cost, or all kinds of things can happen. The enemy icons are encounters. We'll draw another encounter at random and another round of combat starts. At the end of every combat, there's always rewards. Merchant tiles gives us a chance to spend our gold on items, potions, and more cards. We'll use the back of this card to show what's available to buy. Treasure icons gives you an item or a relic. These will always make you stronger in combat. At a campfire, you have a choice to either heal 3 HP or to upgrade a card. To upgrade a card, you'll just simply take the card out of the sleeve and flip it over. The green text indicates the card is upgraded, and you'll see that this does double the damage now. Finally, elites are also encounters, but they are much stronger and will require teamwork. Eventually, you'll make it to the boss of the act, and you'll work to fight it. With 4 players, this boss has 150 HP, and it'll take teamwork to take it down. Once you defeat the boss, you'll gain a rare card reward and a rare relic item, and that's basically it. The rest of the game is mostly learning what the cards do. For example, this does 2 damage to all enemies. This gives you 3 block and reflect 1 damage back. This does damage equal to how much block you have. There's a lot of different combos you can do and learn as you play. That's all. Thanks for watching.